Hey y'all, this is Theron West II, and this is the Be Ready anthem, y'all. I hope y'all ready. Stay ready, be ready, 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 stay ready. Every show, new face, new dream. Young man out here building a team from the track to the court to the turf and the rings. They all grown different, but they got the same theme. Putting in work when the lights not on. Late nights, early morning, still going strong. They don't do it for the lights, they do it for the fight. Future looking bright, cause they training for their life. So be ready, stay ready, 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 be ready, stay ready. Spotlight on them, time to show love. Rather smart than dream, all star from above. The hustle in their heart, purpose in their feet, and they voice on this mic that echoes in the streets. Every episode, no cap, no fake. Just young bugs grinding, rising to the stage. Different faces, same goals. Rise above the pressure, yeah. Holding goals on. Be ready, stay ready, 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 be ready, stay ready. So put your hands together for my boys, Coach Tony and Carlos, for the Be Ready podcast coming on right now. Let's get it, let's go, y'all.
And we are live on a Monday night. Hey, Tyce, I think this is the first time ever on the Be Ready Sports podcast that we went live on a Monday night, because usually we go live Wednesday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, but this is probably the first time on a Monday night. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for coming in, supporting on this Monday night, on this rare Monday night occasion. I really appreciate you guys for joining us tonight for episode 106. Thank you guys for supporting. We're here, episode 106 on a Monday night. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Here we are live on YouTube. So please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you get notified of when we go live. Should be scrolling down the ticker. Oh, it just passed. At Be Ready Sports Podcast on Instagram. That is where we post sports news, podcast clips, anything podcast related is on Instagram. So follow our Instagram at Be Ready Sports Podcast on Instagram, and also here on YouTube. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you get notified when we go live. All right, without further ado, once again, I said a rare occurrence on a Monday night, but hey, I think this episode deserves it on a Monday night. Like if there's any other episode I'd rather do Monday night, it's probably this one. You know, big Monday in college basketball is a big Monday right here on the Be Ready Sports Podcast. So let's get right into it, and let's introduce our guests for tonight. Tonight's guest is a 14-year-old class of 2030 multi-sport athlete from the state of Texas. He plays as a combo guard in basketball, and he plays quarterback, wide receiver, and cornerback for football. This athlete's main AAU team is Houston Hoops Rivas, and they are looking to win the Nike Peach Jam this year. This athlete won 3-point contest at Dab Ballers Life Camp, made the top 20 All-Star team at Phenom America, and earned standout player at the Coast to Coast Finals tournament. So now, please welcome to the Be Ready Sports Podcast, Tyce Hammel, y'all.
My name is Tyce Hammel, and I'm class of 2030. I play a combo guard for Houston Hoops Rivas, and I'm a cornerback, and wide receiver for football. And I'm glad to be here. Let's make it a great show.
Yes, it is indeed, and I'm seeing a lot of support from this chat, Tyce. A lot of support from the chat. So before we get started, you know, I'm seeing a lot of support in the chat. So if you see anyone you know, I'll give them a quick shout out.
I always want to give a quick shout out to Walker, Beckham, Mackenzie, Tristan, Mason, all y'all watching it. I appreciate y'all being on here.
Hey, it's a pleasure, you guys, for supporting. We got ourselves a long show here tonight, so please make sure support. Keep on going with the support. We got ourselves a long show tonight on this Monday night. All right, so Tyce, appreciate you being here for this Monday night episode, and let's get right into it. All right, so I'm in a happy mood. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you're in a happy mood, but unfortunately, there was some sad news that occurred. I don't know if you guys know, but in the football world, there was some sad news that occurred in regards to Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore obviously passed away at the age of 25 on Sunday night, last night. He was a great, very good player, talented player at Purdue, played at Purdue from 2018 to 2021. He got drafted by the Arizona Cardinals, played a few seasons there, played a season at Minnesota. He wasn't able to get on the field because due to injuries, but however, he was still a talented player at Purdue. So if you guys don't mind, we're going to do a quick moment of silence for the talented Rondale Moore. Thank you, guys. All right. Rondale Moore, he had a lot of accomplishments while at Purdue. He was born in the state of Indiana. He was so talented he could have gone to Ohio State if he wanted to, but he went to Purdue. He decided to stay in state, play with a smaller school like Purdue, and he showed out and showed off and showed out. And we have a couple of videos here of Rondale Moore, basically, of his time at Purdue and even a moment between him and J.J. Watt. So we're going to play this first clip. It's about Rondale Moore at Purdue in 2018 against Ohio State, the game that put him on the map. To this day, that is his best performance in his football career. And this next clip here I'm gonna play. This is a touchdown down the stretch that basically ended the game for Purdue to upset number 2 Ohio State. So here's the clip.
All the way down. It's Moore in motion. They get it to him. Moore in space. A burst of speed. A first down for Purdue. He's still going. Moore cuts back. Touchdown.
The tight end kind of hooks Wade, but this is what you got to love. This kid squats 600 pounds. Pryor has him. There's 5 Ohio State white jerseys right around just kind of looking at him, thinking he's down. But with this kid's leg drive and his heart, you better make sure he's on the ground. 1 missed tackle. Here's 2 missed tackles. 2 or 3 other guys, as I said, watching him. And this kid's not just a jitterbug with speed and quickness. You put him on, like I said, under a squat rack with 600 pounds.
Crazy. Tyson. What are your thoughts on that clip right there?
I mean, he definitely is a hard runner, just like the dude said. And I remember I've seen a lot of clips of that game. They for sure killed Ohio State that game. I'm pretty sure they won by a margin like 30 while having a pretty good record. But he was a really talented player. So hopefully he finds a great place in heaven and hope that everyone honors his name because he really deserves it.
For sure, indeed. So in that game against Ohio State, he had 170 receiving yards, 12 receptions, and he had 2 receiving touchdowns, which is a great game from Rondale Moore on a primetime stage on ABC in front of the whole nation. He showed off and showed out. But there was something that was said on the broadcast, Tyce, that kind of stood out to me was he squatted 600 pounds. And this kid was something different. Like he not only was he strong, but he was fast too. He even ran a 4.240 on the 40-yard dash. So I don't have the 4.240-yard dash clip, but I do have this clip here of him squatting 600 pounds. So if you guys don't know what 600 pounds looks like squatting, this is what it looks like. Things on mute. So look how many 45s are on that.
It's crazy.
Boom. No problem. 600 pounds. Bar was bending. Damn, that kid was different. All right, Tyce. So, what are your thoughts on that clip?
That's crazy. I mean, I haven't seen other than Jalen Hurts. I've seen him do it. I don't know how much it was, but being a wide receiver and that fast, being able to do that, that's crazy nice. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, and also Jalen Hurts, he squatted like about that much. Jalen Hurts over at Oklahoma. Yeah, so he was Rondale Moore. He was a talent, a future, and then now this next clip here. Fast forward, he gets selected in the second round by the Arizona Cardinals, and he was teammates with J.J. Watt. You guys know, Hall of Famer. So here is the clip, 42-second clip of a conversation between him and J.J. Watt.
Okay?
No,
What's wrong?
got the ball.
What happened?
Got the ball.
Did it hit your hands? Oh yeah. Nope. That's your job description. That's gonna be tough, you know. I'm kidding. It's fine. Is it Wednesday or is it Sunday? Be pissed about it. Stay after. Catch a few extra balls, and then catch it on Sunday. Yeah. You know how many times I've been knocked on my ass in my career? You get back up and you go out there and you catch the next one.
From one Hall of Famer to the rookie at the time, Rondale Moore. So Tyson, what are your thoughts on that clip with J.J. Watt?
I mean, those are really good words for him. I mean, he is right. It was only a Wednesday. Get better and get ready for Sunday. Obviously, I already know Rondale Moore definitely did show out in that game. He definitely showed what he could do in college. He's gonna be missed dearly.
Yeah, so his accomplishments at Purdue, he played in 2018. He was a consensus All-American, Big Ten wide receiver of the year, and freshman of the year in 2018. First team All Big Ten wide receiver and special teams. Won the Paul Hornung Award winner, which is awarded to the nation's most versatile player. He set school records, set the Purdue record for single season all-purpose yards, 2,215 yards, single game all-purpose yards, 313, and single season receptions with 114 in 2018. And he finished his freshman season with 114 catches for 1,258 yards and 12 touchdowns. That's how electrifying he was in 2018. And that's what got him drafted to the Arizona Cardinals. So those were his accomplishments. And then also one thing that I didn't show from the original Tyce was this post right here from Jeff Brom, who was his coach at Purdue, who is now the current head coach over at Louisville. This is basically the quote. Said Rondale Moore was a complete joy to coach, the ultimate competitor that wouldn't back down from any challenge. Rondale had a work ethic unmatched by anyone, a great teammate that would come through in any situation. We all love Rondale, and we love his competitive edge that always wanted to please everyone he came in contact with. We offer all of his thoughts and prayers to Rondale and his family. We love him very much. So Tyson, what are your thoughts on that post right there from his coach, Jeff Brown?
I mean, that's some really heartfelt words. I mean, he really showed that he was a great player, had great work ethic, and it seemed like his coach and his team and his teammates really had a great bond. And it shows how great of a guy he was in general. So he's gonna be missed. I wish I would have watched him a lot more and I had the chance.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, there's YouTube and stuff. But obviously, people say that YouTube's not the same as watching it live. But obviously now there's obviously highlights of him all over the place on social media. Like when you search up his name, Rondale Moore, there's literally compilation highlight clips of him at Purdue, and specifically that clip right there. That clip right there is basically on all of his highlight reels on Instagram or social media, YouTube, everywhere. So one more thing before we get out of this topic and continue our show with sports topics is mental health. If you guys searched up the cause of his death, that you will see the correlation between the mental health and the cause of death. Obviously, if you're going through mental health, talk to someone, mom, dad, uncle, inner family, outside family, friends, literally anybody. There's someone that you can talk to. There's someone that you can talk to get those thoughts out and and the someone to be with, basically. Get those thoughts off, and obviously, don't do a permanent solution. Don't do a permanent solution for a temporary situation. Like temporary situation, just talk to someone. You're gonna you're gonna feel better at the end of it. Like you're gonna feel better. Like just talk to someone, and yeah, just mental health is important. And obviously, we've seen a trend, obviously, with athletes like Rondale Moore, oh guys, technical difficulties on Tyce's side. Once Tyce returns to backstage, I will immediately bring him back on. But back to the mental health back thing. Yeah, there's obviously someone that you can talk to. Parent, teacher, maybe. Like somebody. There's literally somebody out there. Like there's for example, there's hold on, guys. Okay. Types are good?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just cut out of nowhere.
You good? You good? Yeah. So we're just talking about mental health, Tyce. Obviously with his situation. So okay. So before we leave this topic, what are your final thoughts about Rondale Moore?
I mean, Rondale Moore, he was a great player and definitely showed the world that he was a great man on and off the field. And I hope his family is all great. I hope his name lives in prayer. I hope he finds a great place in heaven. And I just hope everyone honors his name like it should. And I just rest in peace to him.
For sure. He'll be missed indeed in the football world. Prayers to his family and loved ones. All right. So now let's talk about our sports topics here, ASN history. If you guys don't know, we do this on every show. Basically, all these events here occurred on this day, but on a different year. So, for example, that first one right there, Canada winning the gold medal for men's hockey. As you guys know, we're going to talk about it in a little bit. USA, Canada, USA winning the gold in overtime. First time they won the gold medal since the 1980 Miracle on the Ice versus Soviet Union. We're going to get right into that soon. But on this day, they beat Sweden 3-0 in the gold medal match. Taking home the gold medal, Sidney Crosby was playing for that team. He also played in this year's Canadian team. Fortunately, his team fell short. Also on this day in 2021, Tiger Woods injured in a car crash in LA. Obviously, a huge news break. Obviously, a huge story when this was announced, when Tiger Woods was injured in a car crash. Obviously, tragic news in the world of sports. But fortunately, he was okay. He was able to, that he's still here with us. Obviously, it could have been way worse, but he's still here and still here with us. The Rams, they acquire Marcus Peters. He is a cornerback. So Tyce, he plays your position, cornerback from the Kansas City Chiefs. He was 25, won 2015 Defensive Rookie of the Year during that time. And the Rams, they acquired Marcus Peters. The Rams, they released Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner used to play for the Seattle Seahawks, but then they released him while he was in LA for the Rams. 2019 Stars acquired Matt Zuccarello. Zaccarello, he was a left winger from the New York Rangers in exchange for a 2019 second round pick and a 2020 third round pick. So the Stars acquired him. Saints, the New Orleans Saints, they released Marquise Colston. He was a wide receiver after 10 seasons. They released him total 9,759 receiving yards over the 10 seasons with 6 seasons of 1,000+ yards. He was a major part of that Saints team that won the Super Bowl during his time with New Orleans. Dolphins, they released Xavier Howard, who is cornerback for the Dolphins, a major player for the defense side of the ball for the Dolphins, but he was released on this day in 2024. Arizona, FBI wiretaps capture Sean Miller discussing $100,000 recruiting payment. So I'm assuming around this time, and I guess they violated NIL rules. So basically, so that occurred in 2018, and as you guys know, in 2018, you were not allowed to pay athletes like how we are supposed to today. But obviously, Arizona got caught, and obviously, it was a huge story, a huge thing, because obviously you couldn't do it at the time, and Arizona violated that rule. The Red Sox, they signed Yoan Moncada. Don't know his position, but they signed him. Jets released Nick Folk. I know he was a kicker after 7 seasons with the team. He was a full-time kicker for them since 2010, but 7 years later, he got released. Mavericks, they waived Theron Williams. And last but not least, 2015, the Panthers released D'Angelo Williams. Okay, Tyce, so which one of these events that stood out to you the most? That stood out to you?
In 2021, when Tiger was injured in a car crash, I remember that was almost at the time when COVID was going around, and I was just watching TV almost the whole day. I remember I was just chilling, and then all of a sudden I saw something about that. He was injured in a car crash, and I remember I was talking about the whole day because I would always watch golf with my dad, and we would watch Tiger Woods always do really good and everything. But as soon as that day came around, I was always interested on what happened and if he was okay and everything. So that day stood out to me the most.
Yeah, definitely, a big story at the time. All right, so just the Tiger Woods thing?
Yes.
All right, guys. So that's ASN history. They do this every day on their Instagram account. You guys can follow them at ASN Throwback on Instagram. They do this every day. So they did one yesterday. This is for today, and they're gonna do one for tomorrow. Hey, there might be some events that you didn't know that occurred on this day. So please make sure to tune into their Instagram so that like, oh, this happened on that day. So that happened. ASN February 23rd. All right, so now let's talk about some news that popped up today. This popped up today. Breaking news. Floyd Mayweather, as you guys know, came out of retirement. He will be fighting Mike Tyson in an exhibition in April. So he'll be fighting Mike Tyson in an exhibition, but now he's saying he's going to come out of retirement to actually fight professionals. So as you guys can see there, Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2. There was rumors that this was going to happen. We actually talked about this on our show a little while back, that Mayweather and Pacquiao may be a thing. Boxing purists were like, why are these two fighting? They're not in their primes. They're old, and it kind of speaks to the volumes of today's boxing, where we got to bring two old guys from 2010 who were in their primes in 2010s, and we got to bring them in 2026 to entertain the fans, which kind of somewhat agree with, because obviously, there's obviously young fighters, but obviously Mayweather and Pacquiao, they're just on a different level, and they will fight again. Mayweather, Pacquiao. This is expected to happen in September. We don't know the exact date, but it is expected to be in September in the Sphere in Las Vegas. So obviously Mayweather, you guys know, he always fights in Vegas. He's going to stay in Vegas. And when these two fought, they actually fought at the MGM Grand. I'm not so sure, but I know it's for sure in Las Vegas. So Tyson, what are your thoughts on Mayweather Pacquiao 2?
So I don't know much about Pacquiao, but I do know a little bit about Mayweather. And honestly, as I seen, hopefully it's not scripted or anything, because I know we all saw the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. We all know that wasn't real, because if I'm gonna be honest, I know Mike Tyson would have knocked him out if he wanted to. But honestly, I think Mayweather probably win this fight if it's real. But I like to see it.
Yeah, for sure. And they're saying it's going to happen, and they say it's expected to happen. So most likely, it's I don't know if it's 100% confirmed, but I'm pretty sure. It's, how do you say it? It's expected to happen. I'm just say that it's expected to happen. So Mayweather, Pacquiao, live from Vegas in September. Don't know where the game will be, where the fight will be televised, but I'm pretty sure those details will be revealed sooner down the line. So Mayweather, Pacquiao 2 from the Sphere. All right, so now let's talk about some college basketball. So these events occurred Saturday. Iowa State, BYU, AJ DeBonsa, what a game he had for BYU as they knocked off number 6 Iowa State. AJ DeBonsa, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists as he had himself a big night at home, knocking down number 6 Iowa State. So, Tyce, so what are your thoughts on BYU beating Iowa State?
In this game, number 6, Iowa State get knocked out by number 23 BYU. I expect it because my boy AJ DeBansta, he always showing out, and I don't see how BYU should be 23rd because just like they show, their stretch is tough, and their next couple games are gonna be tough, like Houston, Arizona. So I know they may have took a couple losses, but I think they should still be in like the top 15. But this is a great win for them, and I I want to see them. They're one of my favorites to win the rush. But I know I said like Houston and all that. They may be like the top picks for all the other people, but I like to see BYU go far.
Yeah, for sure, indeed. So, by the way, the new rankings came out. The AP rankings, they just came out today. And BYU, they're actually in the top 20, Tice. They're actually number 19. So they're top 20. So they're getting up there. They're starting to climb up there again. They're number 19. And then Iowa State, they're number 6, as you guys saw there. But they went up because of it. Well, they went up. I'm gonna just say that. I don't know what's the reason. Maybe they're actually number 4. They're actually number 4 now.
That's wrong.
Crazy. So maybe there's a reason to it. The only reason I can think of is they beat Houston. Houston, they were above them, and they lost to Arizona. That's probably the only logical reason because head-to-head basically matters, and they beat them, so they jumped them. But I think Houston now they're at 5, then Iowa State now is at 4. So Iowa State, they're in the top 4. Their next game is against Utah tomorrow night. Meanwhile, for BYU, they're 20-7. They will play UCF at home. All right, so now let's move on to an upset. We got ourselves an upset here. UCLA, the Bruins, unranked, knocking down number 10 Illinois at home. And man, Tice, I don't know how UCLA pulled it off, to be honest with you, because I didn't watch this game, but I watched the highlights. And basically what I took from that, UCLA, they were down 23 at one point. They were down 33-10 in the first half. They were down 33-10. They scored some points to kind of cut it down. But then the second half, they went on a 10-2 run to take the lead. And then basically when they took the lead, it was just a dogfight between Illinois and UCLA. Dogfight back and forth for the rest of the second half. Went into overtime. Keaton Wagler, the freshman, makes a putback layup to take the lead by 1 point. So it was 94-93. Timeout was called on the court. UCLA had to inbound it from the baseline. And then this happens. Donovan Dent with the full court from the baseline to the other baseline, coast to coast for a layup to knock down number 10 Illinois. So Tice, so what are your thoughts on UCLA upsetting Illinois?
Yeah, that's a great win for them. That layup, that was a tough layup. I saw that dude. He cradled over him, but he did the up and under over him. It was a nice layup, good win, taking up number 10 Illinois. Do you know what that moved down to, or did they move up just like Iowa State did?
A good thing you asked because they actually did not move at all. They actually stayed at 10.
What's UCLA's record?
UCLA, they are 18-9. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty solid record. They're 15-1 at home. So So they're a pretty dangerous team at home. So UCLA, they got USC coming up next on Tuesday night. They got a rivalry game. I talked about this on the previous episodes, Tice, that some of these teams, they have big wins, but then sometimes they lose the following game. So will that happen to UCLA? We will see. But UCLA knocked down Illinois. Illinois still top 10, still at number 10. They kind of got a pass for this. But Friday night, they got a big one against Michigan, the University of Michigan. And that is what we're going to get into right now. Here it is right here, Michigan Duke. This was a great game to watch in the nation's capital. Duke, Michigan, two top teams going at it. But at the end, it was Cameron Boozer and the Duke Blue Devils making more plays than Michigan. They ended up knocking off number 1 Michigan in a neutral site in the nation's capital. Tice, so what are your thoughts? Duke beating Michigan.
So yeah, that's a good win for them. Michigan, they were 25-1 going into this game. Duke, they were 24-2. And I know Cameron Boozer, he's always a killer. I've been watching him since game 1 of this season, and every time he scores a couple points in the first half, you know he's gonna have a good time in the second half. But it's a great win, and I expect Duke to be either in that top 4 or in the championship. I want to see it happen.
Yeah, for sure. Duke is definitely one of those top teams. And now, because of the updated rankings, we have a new number 1 team in the country. And Tice, I'm pretty sure you know who's going to be the number 1 team in the country right now, right?
Duke.
Yep. Duke is now the new number 1 team in the country. A number 1, 25-2. They're just looking very good right now. And now they just got a top 1 win. Hey, Duke, they're looking good. They're looking really good. Meanwhile, Michigan, however, they do go down to number 3. So basically, Duke and Michigan basically just swapped rankings. So Duke, 25-2, first in the ACC. They will take on Notre Dame on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, for the Maize and Blue of Michigan, they got Minnesota on Tuesday night. All right. Now let's talk about this one. There's a reason why I did that horn, and I'm going to explain why. So Mississippi Valley State. So this is Mississippi Valley State right here. They're from the SWAC conference, and they have a record that's pretty shocking. Tice, you want to guess the record?
Is it 1 in like 26, 25?
Yeah, he's like 1 in 26. Like it's around there. Yeah, 1 in 26. Yep. They only had 1 win, and that 1 win wasn't even against a D1 team. I think it was like a D2, D3 team from Mississippi. So they got the win, 72-71 over Texas Southern on their senior night. Kind of had a feeling they would win this, even though they were underdogs. They got the win, 72-71. And I have a clip here. So I have a clip of the game-winning layup. So Texas Southern, they were up in this game 71-70. All they had to do was pretty much hold the ball, but this happens.
Gonna get it in. 3. Valley gonna steal it, catch it, scores it, and that's the basketball game. They just threw it up.
The ball on the floor. Officials are asking them to now come on the floor.
That's good.
Wow.
Crazy. So Tyson, what are your thoughts on that clip right there, and then Delta Devils getting the win?
I mean, that clip, that steal and layup, I mean, that was a great steal and layup, and it's a great win for them. Obviously, with that one record being 1 in 26, I mean, I haven't seen it very many times, but being also having their only win versus a D2. But it's a great win, especially on senior night, so they give them a good night also for the seniors. But it's a good win. Like to see it.
Yeah, for sure. So now they're 2 in 26. They got 2 wins. They got 2 wins out of 28 games. Their next game is actually tonight, 8:30 p.m. against Grambling State. That game will be on the road. Meanwhile, Texas Southern, however, their next game will be against Alcorn State at home. All right, so now let's switch gears right into the NBA. So now these games was from Sunday. The Sixers, Tyrese Maxey, the 76ers, they knock off the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road. Tyrese Maxey, 39 points, three rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals, and even had a block too. 4 3-pointers made. So Tyson, what are your thoughts on the Philadelphia 76ers beating the Timberwolves?
And that's a great win. And Timberwolves, obviously, with the Ant-Man, but Tyrese Maxey always been a good player to watch. 39 points, that's a killer statistic. 135, 108. It's a good win. I want to see the 76ers at least get to the Western. To their conference championship. I want to see them get to the finals. I don't know if it'll happen, but I want to see it happen.
Hey, anything's possible for the Sixers. They can keep on winning. Anything's possible for them. The East wide open. A lot of contenders. Got Detroit, Boston, New York, Cleveland. If you want, you could put Toronto in that situation. Philadelphia, Miami. Even though they're 8, but you never doubt Miami. In the postseason. So the East wide open. 76ers. They get the win on the road. They bounce back from their loss on Sunday night to the Pelicans. And now they're going to finish their road trip tomorrow night as they take on the Indiana Pacers. Meanwhile, the T-Wolves, however, they fall at 35-23. They got to take on the Portland Trail Blazers on the road. So that game will be tomorrow night on 10 p.m. All right, let's move on. Celtics, Lakers, rivalry in the NBA. As you guys know, Boston, LA, huge rivalry in the NBA. A lot of memories happened between these two. But at the end, it was the Boston Celtics that got the win over the Lakers. Jaylen Brown had 32 points. But the main story here, obviously, Payton Pritchard off the bench, 30 points, 6 3-pointers made, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists as he contributes. The Celtics knock off the Lakers. So, Tyson, what are your thoughts on the Celtics being the Lakers?
That's a great win. Celtics, I do see them beating the Lakers at least a lot of times I play them. But Payton Pritchard, he's a great player, especially his handles. I think a lot of us have seen the clip when he was showing his handles workout and everything. It was crazy. But I want to see the Celtics make it far. I know a lot of people like the Lakers. I'm not a big fan of them, but I do like to see them getting beat by some of these good teams, also like the Celtics. So it's a great win.
For sure, great win indeed. The Boston Celtics, they've won 7 out of their last 8. Their only loss was to the New York Knicks at home, and they're doing good in the month of February. They're 7-1 right now in the month of February. They look to keep that rolling as they take on the Phoenix Suns tomorrow night in Phoenix. Meanwhile, the Lakers, however, they fall once again to the Celtics. They got to take on the Orlando Magic tomorrow night on Tuesday night. All right, so let's move on to this performance here. The Hornets and the Wizards in division showdown between these two. But LaMelo Ball, he's been stepping up as of late for the Charlotte Hornets. 37 points, 10 3-pointers made. That is his career high. That is 30 points off threes. If you guys do the math, that is 30 points off threes. 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and even had a steal as the Hornets beat the Wizards. So, Tyson, what are your thoughts on the Hornets beating the Wizards?
It seems like a good win. LaMelo Ball definitely going off 10 threes. That's a good stat. 37 points. So he basically had 30 of his 37 off of threes, which is crazy. But obviously the Wizards aren't not too good, but the Hornets, they have some up and downs. But LaMelo Ball, if he keeps on showing out like this, I do see them maybe making the playoffs.
Hey, well, anything's possible for this Hornets team. Right now, they're 10th. They're on the bridge of the play-in tournament, but if they can keep on winning, like I hope they do, the Hornets, they can definitely try and make the postseason. Right now, they're in the play-in. Right now at 10, they got the last and final spot. But if they keep on winning, they can climb up the ranks, get them in a better position for the play-in and maybe even the playoffs if some teams lose ahead of them. But the Charlotte Hornets, they're 10th in the East, 27-31. They got to go on the road to take on Chicago tomorrow night. Meanwhile, the Wizards, they keep on struggling. Obviously, a bottom tier team in the NBA. They got to take on the Hawks back to back. So basically, Tyce, they play them on Tuesday night and Thursday night in Atlanta. So weird schedule from the Wizards because I'm looking at their schedule and they play the Pacers twice as well. So very odd schedule from the Wizards, but I guess we'll see if they can, handle business on the road in Atlanta on Tuesday and Thursday. So Charlotte beats Washington. All right. How about this team, the Toronto Raptors? I don't think no one had Toronto up there in the East, but they've been doing well. 34-23. They've been sneaking under the radar. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks by 28. They beat them by 28 points. Giannis was not playing in this game. The main story right there, Emmanuel quickly, 32 points, 5 3-pointers, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, and had a steal. So, Tyce, what are your thoughts on the Raptors beating the Bucks?
I mean, me personally, the Raptors to me have been quiet. I haven't seen much about them, but obviously with Giannis out, I could say that's a big reason because that dude's a defensive menace. So I could see why they put up 122 points. But Manuel quickly, that dude's a beast as well. 32 points, that's a good performance. But Raptors seem to be doing good, so I could see why.
Yeah, for sure. The Raptors, they've been flying underneath the radar. I mean under the radar. They're 5th in the Eastern Conference. Like when I first saw the NBA standings, like the first time, like maybe like back, like beginning of the season, I saw Toronto. They were, I think at one point, like a 2 or 3 seed at one point. Like Toronto, they were up there. Like they were up there and they're still up there, top 5. Toronto, they were a bottom tier team, but culture change in Toronto, and now 34-23. They're 5th in the Eastern Conference. If the playoffs started today, they would take on Cleveland. Cleveland would have home court, but Toronto, they've been doing really good. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They won 4 of their last 5, and hopefully they can keep it rolling. But they do have a tough opponent coming up because on Tuesday night they got to take on the OKC Thunder. They got to take on the OKC Thunder at home, though, so it'll be in Toronto in Canada. Meanwhile, the Milwaukee Bucks, 24-31, they're just 11th in the Eastern Conference. They will take on the Miami Heat on Tuesday night. All right, let's move on to the Trailblazers, the Portland Trailblazers. Portland, 20-30. They're 9th in the Western Conference, and they beat the Phoenix Suns on the road. So, Tyson, what are your thoughts on the Trailblazers beating the Phoenix Suns?
That's a good win for them. They seem to not be having like the best season, but obviously the Suns, some of their great players. I did see them winning this game, but Trailblazers look to have shown out. Obviously, with Donovan having 23 points and also a nice statistics of 13 rebounds, but that's a good one for them.
Yeah, Donovan Clingan, 23 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and had 4 blocks in this game. That is just crazy from him. As the Trailblazers, they knock off the Phoenix Suns. They're 9th in the Western Conference, so that means they would make the play-in tournament at 9. Portland coming up, they will take on the Minnesota Timberwolves at home. Meanwhile, for the Phoenix Suns, they fall to 33-25. They will take on the Boston Celtics at home tomorrow night. All right, so now let's talk about the reigning champs, OKC Thunder. OKC Thunder, 44-14. They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers at home. Cason Wallace was the main story in this one for Oklahoma City, as he had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists. 10 assists, that is a career high. As you can see there, 3 steals in that game against the Cavs. So, Tyce, what are your thoughts on OKC beating the Cavs?
I mean, a lot of people would expect OKC to always have a good record. At the start of the season, they were on track to break the Warriors' record for that record, but I knew it wouldn't happen. I mean, I know I love my Golden State Warriors, but Cleveland also last year they were on pace to have a really good record, but they fell out quickly in the playoffs. But it's a pretty good matchup right here, and I want to see these two go against each other maybe in the playoffs. I like to see it. I think it'll be a pretty good series.
Yeah, for sure. You know, probably the only time these two will face will be in the NBA Finals because Cleveland's from the East, OKC from the West. If them two can get hot at the right time, we might see them again in the finals. OKC, 44 wins, no SGA, no Alex Caruso playing in that game, but still, both of them out, no problem for that OKC Thunder. Casey and Wallace stepping up to the plate as they knock off the Cavs. OKC, they are first in the Western Conference. They've won 4 of their last 5. They got to go on the road to Toronto tomorrow night. Meanwhile, for the Cavs, they're 4th in the Eastern Conference. They will take on the New York Knicks at home tomorrow night. All right, so now let's talk about this game, the Atlanta Hawks. How about that kid right there, Jalen Johnson? He's been balling out as of late. For the Atlanta Hawks. He balls out again against the Brooklyn Nets. Jalen Johnson, 26 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and even had a block in this game. So, Tyce, what are your thoughts on the Atlanta Hawks beating the Brooklyn Nets?
It's like a pretty good matchup. I mean, Brooklyn obviously not looking like they're having the best season right now, but Jalen Johnson, he looked to have a killer night, 26 points, and also with a great statistic of 12 rebounds. It seemed like he had a really good night. Atlanta Hawks with a good win, and it's a great game.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Jalen Johnson, once again, he's been balling out for Atlanta. You know, obviously Atlanta, they might not be having the best year, but right now they're 9th in the Eastern Conference. They would be in the play-in, 28-31. They got the Wizards coming up. On Tuesday and Thursday, so they will play the same team twice. At home. Meanwhile, for the Brooklyn Nets, they are struggling. They're on a 4-game losing streak. They got to take on the Dallas Mavericks at home tomorrow night. So that's Brooklyn and Atlanta. All right, so now let's talk about your team, Tyce. The Golden State Warriors. They get the win over the Denver Nuggets. Jokic, even though he had 35 points, 20 rebounds, 12 assists, even though he had a triple-double, still not enough to take down the Golden State Warriors. Podziemski, he was the main story. 18 points, 15 rebounds. That was just insane. 15 rebounds, 9 assists, and even had a steal. So, Tyce, what are your thoughts on Golden State beating Denver?
I mean, I love the Golden State Warriors. It's a great win. Jokic, he's a beast, obviously, with a great game. But my dude, Brandon, 18 points and 15 rebounds was his killer. That's probably the most I've seen today, obviously, with the other bigs. Having a great night on rebounds, but 15 for him, that's great. And Warriors, you already know, I want to see them in the finals every year. It's a great game.
Every year? Hey. Yeah, I support it. All right. Yeah, so the Golden State Warriors, they end up getting the win on national television. They get the win over the Denver Nuggets. Golden State right now, they're 8th in the Western Conference. They will take on the New Orleans Pelicans on the road tomorrow night. Meanwhile, for the Denver Nuggets, they're 3rd in the Western Conference, and they will take on the Boston Celtics on Wednesday night at home in Denver. All right, last and final game before we get into your Q&A, Tyce. It is this game right here, the Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks, they get the win over the Indiana Pacers. And how about that guy right there, Chris Middleton? He left Washington to go to Dallas, and as you can see there, had a very good game, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and even had a steal in this game. So, Tyce, what are your thoughts on the Dallas Mavericks going to Indiana and getting the win?
I mean, Dallas Mavericks, they're my hometown team. I like to go watch them play every chance I get. And Chris Middleton, I remember seeing all his highlights when he was at the Bucks, but it seems like he did great this game with the Mavs. 25 points, killer. Pacers, they were a great team. Looks like they're having a little bit of down year, but obviously with the Mavericks as well. But it's a great win for the Mavericks.
Indeed, a great win for the Mavericks. Mavericks right now, they're in 12th in the Western Conference. They're not having the best year. They end up snapping a losing streak losing streak that was a length of 10, a 10-game losing streak Dallas is on, but fortunately they were able to break that losing streak with a win over the Indiana Pacers. Their next game is against the Brooklyn Nets on the road. Meanwhile, for the Pacers, 15th in the Eastern Conference, they're on a 3-game losing streak. They will take on the Philadelphia 76ers at home. All right, Tyce, you ready for your Q&A?
Yes, sir.
All right, so now let's learn about you now. So we got some questions. So let's get it started. All right, Tyce. So what inspired you to play basketball and football?
So first off, my parents, they were a big part in my inspiration to play basketball and football. And obviously with the love of the game, I've always fell in love with the game ever since I was a kid. And they're really fun to play. I want to give it all every time I get the chance to get on the court or the field, and just I want to live up to expectations that my parents have for me, and I want to make it to the next level and keep on going from there.
For sure, indeed. All right. So for basketball, which side of the ball you like playing better, offense or defense, and why?
I I got two answers for this kind of, but I really like scoring, so I gotta say offense at first. But the other thing is that to be able to get that, we got to play really great defense to be able to get that chance on the offensive side of the court. So I'll have to go with both on this one because there's it goes the same way. If you got to play great defense to get the chance to go score on offense. So
Gotcha. All right. Interesting. Both. All right. So when did you start playing basketball?
I think I started playing basketball when I was about 4 or 5, and this is gonna be a little bit embarrassing for me. I know my mom really wanted me to say this, but back when like I would play with I9 Sports, I really wasn't paying attention to the ball, and I would run with my arms behind the back, running like I was Mario, because I thought this is how I was supposed to play basketball. But that's how my career really started in basketball, so it's funny.
Hey, everyone starts from somewhere. I started in I-9 as well. Everyone started from I-9 and had their embarrassing moments too. So, yeah, you got to start from somewhere. I-9. Definitely. All right. So what are your strengths as a basketball player?
I think my strengths are on the offensive side, definitely my shooting. I know I can be a great player on defense, but that's one thing I need to work on my game to be a great player is my defense, working the hustle and dive on the floor and really my lateral movement. But I'm pretty sure my greatest strength on the court is probably my shooting.
Shooter. All right. All right. So where's like your favorite shot on the court? Like, yeah, your favorite shot.
I gotta say, I like the top of the key in the corner, but I think my favorite shot, where I think was my sweet spot, is probably the wing on both sides. I really like that spot on the court.
The wing. All right. All right. So what is something that you want to improve on in your game?
One thing I really want to improve on is my defense because that's one way to reach the next level is being a dog on defense. But like I said before, I need to work on my lateral movement and my hustle on defense to be able to get my chance to show myself on the other side of the court, on the offensive side. So I think that's one thing I really need to improve on.
Gotcha. All right. So what do you like most about playing basketball?
What I like most about playing basketball is being able to play with my teammates. They're just like my family. I always have a great time playing with them. And as you know, our what we want to do is reach Peach Jam and Nike and hopefully win it and show the world that we are the number one team in the nation. And other thing I like is being able to show my skills and show that I want to make the next level. And obviously, with my parents, they play a big part in my role playing basketball, and I really want to do it for them. I want to make them proud and make the next level.
Gotcha. All right. So there's someone in the chat there that's calling your name. So do you want to give them a little shout out?
I see them. I know they go to my school, but first of all, I want to give a shout out to Texas Dynamics. They were my old team from a long time ago, back when I was in 6th grade, and I really miss that team.
All right, for sure. So shout out to them. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Keep on supporting. We still got a long way to go in this show. So please make sure, like, share, subscribe. hit the bell icon and keep on supporting the chat because we got a very good show ahead of us, especially with the show and tell that's going to come up after the Q&A. So, Tyce, what do you like least about playing basketball?
I mean, the only right answer I gotta say is that there's nothing I don't like about basketball. I love it all. Being able to play with my teammates, obviously my family, and there's nothing really I don't like. I like playing both sides of the ball, and defense, offense, being able to travel with my team. I love it all. Nothing I hate about it.
Gotcha. All right. So, who do you idolize your game to?
I idolize my game too. First of all, in basketball, I gotta say my mom. She taught me my shot and everything, and she's been showing me ever since I was a little kid how to play defense, and she really gave my mindset to where I want to be. And second, uh, I got to give it all to Steph Curry. And he's been my idol since I was a kid, and I've been watching him everywhere. And I really try to imitate my shot to him because obviously he's the best shooter in the whole country, in the world actually. And I was that's one thing. Steph Curry, my favorite player of all.
Steph Curry, indeed. All right. So, there's someone in the chat that you might know over there in the chat. Do you want to give that person a shout out?
That's my dad.
Yeah, shout out to you, Dad. Shout out. Keep on supporting. All right, so what is your favorite NBA or college basketball team and why?
So, we're gonna start out with NBA, Golden State Warriors. I loved them ever since I was a kid. Watched them obviously with the run 2016, 2020, 2015, 2020, coming off of that major run, and also holding the record for 7-3-9. Always love watching them. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and I just love watching them. Favorite team of all.
All right, for sure. NBA, Golden State Warriors. All right. So now for football, what is your favorite position to play on the field?
In football, my favorite position, I know I play three, cornerback, wide receiver, and quarterback. I like playing cornerback and wide receiver. They're really fun positions to play. I like catching the ball and making plays on defense, but I think my favorite position of all is quarterback. I like making plays for my teammates, leading the team, and watching my teammates as they go catch the ball, watching them make the play for themselves, and I really love the position quarterback. I like to be like my dad.
For sure. Hey, shout out to Dad in the chat. Shout out. Hey, you got a shout out on the podcast. Shout out to you, Dad. What do you like most about playing football?
What I like most about playing football is uh, playing with a team and making good plays on the field. One thing I really love is playing as on the quarterback side, making great plays and winning the game big time.
All right, for sure. So, what do you like least about playing football?
Same thing as I said is basketball. There's nothing I really hate on either sport. Both of them I adore with my full heart, and I really want to make it to the next level on each.
For sure. All right. So, what are your strengths as a football player?
I think my strengths as a football player is my awareness on the quarterback side. I think I have great vision around the field to see my receivers. And as a receiver, I think my strength is catching the ball and making a play with my speed. And on cornerback, I think I need to work on maybe a little bit of my tackling and not being scared to go against like the big dudes and maybe like running backs. But I think those are my main strengths as a football player.
Gotcha. All right. So same question from basketball. Who do you idolize your game to in football?
In football, I idolize my game to my dad because he was a great player in college, as he showed me hit all of his clips, and he was a major football player at SFA, the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks, back in the day when he had led his SFA to a national championship. As they took a tough loss to Georgia Southern, but he was a really great QB. I wanna make expectation to him because he was a really great player. I wanna do the same thing that he did.
Hey, shout out to you, Dad. You know, support Stephen F. Austin. And hey, speaking about Stephen F. Austin, they got a pretty good basketball team right now. They're like first in their conference, and if they can keep on winning, I think they could be the team to represent their conference over there at March Madness. So if they can keep on winning for basketball, hey, the sky's the limit for the Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin. All right, Tyce. So, what is your favorite NFL or college football team and why? Oh, you can't hear? Test, test. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, guys. Technical issues. What a shooter! Yes, he explained his strength as a shooter, and you guys are gonna see later on, and you guys are gonna see later on during the show and tell. He has a video here that um of his highlight reel, so you guys are gonna see of his shooting ability. So that'll be later on in the show and tell. We got a few questions left for the Q&A. Then after that, we got the show and tell portion for the pictures and then videos. And then, hey, if you guys stick around, hey, I might put a link in the chat so you guys can join. All right, Tyce is back on. All right, Tyce, we're good?
Yes, sir.
All right. So did you answer my question for what is your favorite NFL or college football team?
I haven't yet.
Okay, so what is your favorite NFL or college football team and why?
My favorite NFL team, I'm gonna start off with that, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because as my dad, back in when he was finishing his SFA career as a Hall of Famer, he did get drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I've been talking about it ever since that day, ever since he told me, and that's one main reason. And also with Baker Mayfield, I like to talk about both of them because they're both QBs. I love watching Baker Mayfield at Oklahoma, and that's my favorite NFL team. And talking about Baker Mayfield, my favorite college football team is the Oklahoma Sooners. I love watching them ever since I could in 2017 all the way up to the run. Always used to be making the playoffs. Always fun to watch, especially with Baker Mayfield. He was my favorite QB to watch. It was a sad loss to Georgia that year, but I still love watching them. And also the tough loss to Alabama this year. The environment, actually got to go to that game. The environment there was crazy nice and everything. But that's one main reason I love Oklahoma.
Wow, you were able to go to the college football playoff, Oklahoma, Alabama. Wow. You guys were up, but then obviously Alabama obviously had their run. All right, so there's someone in the chat right there, Veronica Pike, that's pretty amped up about about you. So all right, so give a little shout out to who that is.
This is my aunt Ronnie, and I want to give a shout out to her. She's always been around with me. Obviously, she's my mom's best friend. Been with her for a long time, so I want to give a big shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to her. She's ready for that show and tell. She's ready for that show and tell. She literally says, "Show it." Don't worry, Veronica. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I got a few questions. And he can sing too. Hey, if Tyce wants, Tyce wants. I don't know. I don't know what he can sing, but if he, hey, if he can sing, but hey, probably after the show and tell, we can get a little, singing from him maybe after, the show and tell. But don't worry, Veronica, we're gonna get there, with the show and tell. We gotta show us pictures, then we're gonna show the video. All right, gotcha. All right, so we got a few questions left, guys. We got a few questions left into this Q&A. Okay, Tyce is back. All right, Tyce,
I don't know why it keeps on happening. It's like every time someone accidentally calls me or something, it always does that. So I just put it on Do Not Disturb, so it shouldn't happen again.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, you good. Okay, so we got a few more questions before we get into your show and tell, Tyce. So what are your long-term goals as an athlete?
My long-term goals is, first of all, I want to work on my game as it is right now, and then I really want to make it big, make to the next level, then work from there. My main dream is to make it to the NBA, but obviously to get there, I need to work where I am right now, make it to the next level, then go from there.
Gotcha. All right, so which sport do you like to pursue at the next level?
I love them both. With my dad being a football player and my mom being a basketball player, I really love playing them both. But at this time, I've been playing basketball a lot, and it's probably my favorite sport at this moment. But I really want to make it big in basketball. But if I can work in my game in football. I think I can go either way. But at this moment right now, I think it's basketball.
Basketball. All right, gotcha. All right, so last question: what are your favorite hobbies / interests to do outside of basketball and football?
My favorite hobby outside of sports is I am a photographer, so I really want to make it big as a photographer, like going on to college and high school. is one of my main side hustles, trying to get my photography name out there and show what I can do. And obviously being able to go watch big time players and videotape them and take photos of them is a really big opportunity to get myself out there.
For sure. So do you have like a social media account for this photography? Thing?
Yes, on my Insta, it is called Triple T Films. It's been that ever since I started. The name stands for my family, with my mom's name being Tana, my dad's name being Todd, and my name being Tyce. Named it Triple T for our family. So it's been that ever since I ever started. So I really want to make it big like that.
Yeah, that's tough. Triple T. All right. You guys heard that? Follow Triple T Films, Tyce's photography account. You can follow that. I'm gonna definitely look at it, Tyce. I'm gonna definitely look at it. After the show, I gotta see your work. Gotta see your photography work. Off the court. Hey, but that's nice. You're doing basketball on the court, and then you're doing something off the court photography. That's just amazing. All right. So now let's get into your show and tell. Okay. Shout out to my co-host, Coach Tony. He's there in the chat watching. He said, and I guess to send you the link. So pretty much after the show, you can send them the link after the show. All right. But yeah, so if you guys want to follow Tyce's photography account, it is Triple T Films on Instagram, right? All right. So you guys can follow that on Instagram. All right, Tyce. So pretty good Q&A. Good answers. Had a very informative Q&A, and yeah, had a very fun Q&A. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. So now let's get into your pictures now. All right. So now let's get into your pictures. So we got a few pictures that we're going to showcase to the audience here and about you. So here's the first one. So give me a little story. So give me a little story behind this one.
I think behind this photo, it was we were getting ready to get back on defense, and we were getting ready to call out our man. So I think in this photo, I'm in the middle of calling out which man I had on defense and getting ready to make the play on defense.
All right, for sure. So where was this tournament at?
This tournament was at one of the PSAs in our area. The tournament was the Southern Invite. It's one of the big tournaments around our area, so it was really fun.
All right, for sure. So did you guys win this game?
This game, yes, we did win by, I think, a margin of 40, which we did really good.
40. Yikes. 40. Hey, but you're on the good side of the 40, obviously not on the bad side of the 40,
Yeah.
Being on the bad side of the 40, yikes. I've been there before, with the blowouts, I've definitely been on that other side, I've definitely been on the bad side, but also on the good side of it. So it's obviously very good to be on the good side of it, because the bad side of it, yikes. All right, so let's move on to your next clip. So if you guys noticed, this clip was the picture that we used to promote the podcast for tonight. So Tyce, so give me a little story behind this one.
On this photo, I'm pretty sure I'm getting ready to get back on make the play on defense. And you can see I'm locked in, always on the court, and getting ready to make the play on defense and go make the play on offense, which is my favorite play on the court is offense. But in order to get that, is make the play on defense.
For sure, indeed. Defense leads to offense. So hey, you're locked in. You're locked in that photo, and I think that might be a contender for that 200th episode contest. That's definitely a contender there. And I definitely got a note on here that you got two pictures on here that I believe are contenders. So I'm gonna say which one are the two, but definitely this is one of them. So here's this next one. So so give me a little story behind this one.
And this one, I'm pretty sure my photographer, Aiden, definitely want to get a shout out to him because he made these photos as great as he could. But in this photo, I'm pretty sure I'm getting ready to get the ball. I'm just at the point guard. I'm pretty sure, actually, I got it wrong last time, but his name is TJ. Me and him, he's a 2031. He's also a great shooter. But right here, I'm pretty sure before I got the ball, I was getting ready. After this, I'm pretty sure I made a 3-point shot and got back on defense, but that's the moral of this photo.
All right, for sure. Shout out to the cameraman, Aiden, because, obviously a great cameraman taking those photos, that definitely leads, help you, get into that contest of the 200 episode, Definitely this one, in my opinion, I think is this one. probably that one. I think those two will definitely be on the 200 episode. You know, I got a note of it, so hey, I'm gonna go over with Coach Tony and definitely put that up there. All right, Tyce.
Sir.
All right, so that's the picture portion of the show and tell. You know, pretty good starter into your video. So Veronica, it's time. You know, it's video show and tell now. You know, 55 seconds, and now you guys are actually gonna see why he's elite. Why is he here on the Be Ready Sports Podcast? You're gonna see why, and I hope you guys are ready in the chat. 55 seconds. So grab your popcorn, grab anything you need, snacks, and just watch this 55-second video. Here it is. All right, so it's on mute. All right. Tough layup, left hand. All right. All right, so was this at the CP3 camp, right, Tyce?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, there you go. Kick out. Shooter. Okay. A nice pass right there. Baseline. And one. Come on now. Hand down, man down. All right, nice layup. A nice pump fake. Nice pump fake into that other shot. All right. Corner. All right. All right. So how was it playing at that CP3 camp?
Yeah, I love that camp. They did show really good things about what we need to learn on our game and how to be a great player and what we need to do to show coaches that we do have a good mindset of what we want to do on the court. But I think that camp went really well for me and also my teammates, and I think we did really good. I know we went 2-3. We had a little bit of a rough start, but we did end up winning our last two with a pretty good score on it. But I really love my teammates down there. They really good. I know one of them, if you don't know, he's the #1 player in Arkansas. His name is Justin Peppers. He's really good. But I think we had a really good team, and I missed that camp. It was really fun.
All right, for sure. So now you're in 8th grade, right, Tyce?
Yes, sir.
So obviously now you're going into 9th grade. So what are your goals basically now going into 9th grade? Obviously going to high school now. Obviously, you know, I remember 9th grade year. You know, obviously it's a huge change from middle school to high school because now, you know, that's where it starts. Obviously, you know, people start looking at you now in 9th grade. So what is your thinking process or your mentality now going to high school?
I think it's definitely a big transition with the competition that'll be way different. My goal is something I want to do is make varsity as a freshman, which I know will be tough, but I think with hard dedication and work, I think I should be able to do it, even though it'll be really tough because I want to make it to the next level, which that'll play a big role in it. But I think it's a big transition that I need to have a lot more work. I need to get bigger, obviously, and I think it'll be a big transition, and I think I'll do good, but I need a good atmosphere, obviously, with my teammates because they'll be a big part, and family everywhere. So I think I'm ready, but there's gonna be a lot of work I need to do.
Yeah, for sure. Indeed, from middle school to high school, obviously, you know, competition higher. Obviously, stakes are much higher in high school. But hey, my co-host actually said that to make varsity, you know, he kind of said it before you said it. So he kind of said it in front of you there, make varsity. Hey, but, you know, I definitely is going to need a lot of work, obviously, from to play varsity as a freshman. But hey, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. You know, we've seen it. You know, obviously, you know, making varsity as a freshman is definitely possible. It's going to need a lot of work, and obviously, you got to stand out from the other upperclassmen. Obviously, you got to work as much harder as those other people if you're going to make it freshman as a varsity. But hey, definitely possible. Anything's possible. All right, so brother did it. Yes, Christian Rios. Yes, he definitely did made varsity as a freshman. So it's definitely possible. You know, so all right. So besides my co-hosts, we have some people in the chat that's supporting you. So give them a little shout out.
I want to give a shout out. Actually don't know who that is. I see Shave Hugh. I don't know by the names. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I see T Hammel. Uh, I don't know who that is. I know it's got the last name. I know it's part of my family, but I want to give a big shout out again to my aunt Ronnie because she's also big fan, a big part of my family, and I always love hanging out with her. So I want to give a big shout out to her.
All right, for sure. All right, Tyce. So I'm asking you two questions that we usually ask to our basketball athletes. Okay, so by the way, T Hammel, it's
Oh,
mom.
it's my mom. I want to give a shout out to her definitely.
Yes,
And it says it's your cuz. Oh, uh, I still don't know, but I want to give a big shout out to both of them.
yes, definitely. Shout out to the cousins. Shout out to mom too. The mom and dad here Monday night tonight. Yes, I'm gonna put in the link out in the chat just in a little bit so that you guys can click it and talk to Tyce here tonight. But before that, I want to ask you two questions that we always ask our athletes, Tyce. So first question is, every athlete has a story behind their number. So what is your number and what's that story behind that number?
My number, I was originally number 5. I picked my number from my dad. He had that number ever since he was in college, and I wanted to rep that number to show like keep that trend going, and just want to give.
Uh, SMH. Hey, I'm definitely gonna mention that to him. I'm definitely gonna mention that to him when he comes back. Yeah, guys, apologies for technical difficulties. Okay, he is coming back. You
It was it was showing my Instagram timeout, but I'll keep on going. So the
good, you good.
number backstory, my number, as I said, is for my dad. I want to keep the trend going, and I wanted to live up to that number. And yeah, as he played a big part with that number as he was in college, obviously making a Hall of Fame SFA, then being drafted. So I really want to make that expectation on the basketball side, and I want to live up to it.
For sure. Shout out to dad, a big inspiration. All right, so Shay Pugh here said SMH. Is that her name?
Shanna, I want to give a big shout out to her.
Yes. Shout out to you guys. Shout out. All right, so the other question is, what is like your top 3 basketball sneakers that you would bring to a tournament? Like your top 3 basketball sneakers.
That's a great question. So I think my top 3 is definitely I'm gonna rank it. I'm gonna start from 3 to 1. So I think starting at 3 are definitely they're like these custom Kobe sixes. They're pink and green. I definitely start off with those. I really love that shoe. They give great traction, great color. I love like how they bring out a little bit of color to my jerseys. I really like that. And going into number 2 is probably the Kobe 6 Ice Grinches. I really like the color, and I like how they're also the same as the other ones. They give great traction, really comfy on my feet. And number 1, these have been my favorite ever since I ever saw them the first time, but it is the Kobe 6 Think Pinks. I love them, great color, and really great traction and really comfy on my feet. I've loved them ever since I had them. They're a really great shoe.
All right, so all Kobe. All right, so the top 3 Kobe. All right. Hey, shout out to Kobe, inspiring the next generation, I actually put this on our story at the time when Kobe passed away on the 6-year anniversary that all of our guests that I interview, including you, Tyce, that they look up to Kobe as an inspiration, and I said that on my story, and it's literally so true, including you, Tyce, and the other guests that I interview, they always look up to Kobe as like mentality wise. So like, what do you look up to Kobe?
It's definitely his motivation in his like game. I know I've seen this clip before that he tore like his cuff and I think his right shoulder. And obviously, that's his shooting arm. And I know he came back in the game ready and started shooting with his left hand, which shows that his mentality was tough. He like would persevere through anything just to make the play. And he made his teammates better and no matter the situation, he would go through it and he would make the team better. He was really a big part in that Lakers team back then.
For sure, indeed. And he only played for one team, and that was the LA Lakers throughout his whole time. Well, obviously he got drafted by, I believe, the Hornets. I believe he got drafted other than the Lakers, but but then he got traded into the Lakers, and then obviously he played all his years with the Lakers. My co-host actually has a question for you in the chat, Tice. Who is your GOAT?
Okay, this is gonna be a crazy question. So I'll give you my top three.
Okay.
So crazy thing, a lot of people say LeBron is. There's no hate to him, but he's not in my top three. So MJ, of course, I think he's gonna go on my number one, which I do switch him around with Steph Curry and him because Steph Curry is my favorite player. But I think I'm gonna go with MJ, and number one is my GOAT, and then number two it will be Steph Curry, and number three I'm gonna go with Kobe because I think he was a really great player.
All right, Coach Tony. That's top three. That's Tice's top three for the GOATs. MJ, Steph, Kobe. Definitely three great players there. Three great players. All right, so I promise you guys, I said I'll put the link in the chat. Oh, wait, hold on. We got a question in the chat from Shay Pugh. So, what is your favorite post-game meal?
Okay, this is a great question. I do get a lot of things. They may not be the healthiest, but I think my favorite post-game meal is definitely Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. It's amazing.
Indeed. Oh, okay. T. Hamill said chick. All right, Chick-fil-A. All right, so what's your favorite thing to get at Chick-fil-A?
Probably I usually get like the 8 or 12 count chicken nuggets. Then I get fries, and sometimes I'll get the mac and cheese because I love the mac and cheese. It's so cheesy and everything. I love it.
Shoot, that's similar to my meal. Eight-piece chicken nugget meal, fries, lemonade, mac and cheese. Hey, that's the meal over at Chick-fil-A. That my co-host said we don't rep LeBron over here, Tice. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw on the YouTube or and Instagram as well. He started a mini series on the GOAT debate. So if you guys want to check that out, you guys can check that out on YouTube and then Instagram. All right, I promise you guys that I'll put a link in the chat, and I'm about to do it right now. So, all right. Oh. Links in the chat. If you guys want to come on and talk to Tice, you guys can absolutely do so. Anybody can click on the link in the chat. Mom, dad, cousins, click that link, and talk to Tice here tonight on this Monday night, rare Monday night. Out of 106 episodes, Tice, I don't remember. Coach Sonny, you can clarify this for me, but I don't think we've ever been live on a Monday
Wow.
night. Yeah, you're definitely the first. From the top of my head, yeah, but Coach Sonny can clarify for me in the chat. But yeah, it's definitely very historic. Definitely. And also big Monday in college basketball, big Monday in college basketball, big Monday here, 106 episodes. Here we are. Okay, guys, click the link in the chat. Click the link in the chat so you guys can talk to Tice, and I know you guys been active in the chat. So, hey, click that link. All right, let's see. Okay. So in the meantime, while to pass the time, how about we play some trivia, Tice? Oh, wait, hold up. We got somebody coming on.
Ooh.
All right. Okay, here it is. Here's the first guest.
All right. I'm trying to think of a good question for you. Cole, do you have a good question for Tice in his basketball career? No good question. All right. Well, I have to say, I'm loving this and seeing you on live. I love your passion for the sport. A little sad that you didn't go into soccer like me, but the real question is, when it comes to basketball, what is like your favorite play? Like something that you like to do that is just something that's only you?
I think maybe my favorite play is maybe getting that pass from my teammate. Any teammate, always give them the glory for that pass and making the 3-point shot, which is obviously my favorite shot on the court. After hitting that shot, that's probably my
Yeah.
favorite thing to do on the court.
Okay. Nice. And then another question is, how much do you practice at home with your basketball court at home?
I practice. I know I need to do it more, obviously, with the other sports I'm doing, like track, and I am practicing soccer. Like I know you play soccer, but I think when I get the chance, I'm trying to make at least 250 shots a day, maybe 3 times a week, 4 times a week, just the most I can.
Nice. Keep it up. I'm proud of you. All right, I gotta
Thank,
go. I gotta go take
thank
care of my
you.
baby.
All
Love you both.
Okay, love you too.
Bye.
right, thank you for the call. Thank you for the call. All right. So that was Shauna, right?
Yeah, her
Yes.
name.
Shout out to her for clicking the link in the chat. Definitely, very good call. You know, great questions too. Great questions too. You know, okay, my co-host said that we did a show on Memorial Day, but that's different. It was Memorial Day. It was a holiday. You know, it was a holiday. Not on a random Monday. You know, obviously, you know, but still historic, Coach Tony, on Monday. You know, besides Memorial Day. All right, guys. So click the link in the chat. The link's in the chat. You guys can click it. Talk to Tyce. You know, if you guys want, you guys can ask questions, just give advice or things like that, or just talk positivity to Tyce. All right. So while we pass the time, how about we do some trivia, Tyce? You ready? Ready to do some trivia?
Yes, sir.
All right. So which category you want for trivia?
Is like basketball an option?
Let me see. Because I'm planning to share my screen so that you can see what you're answering. So, do you want to do like NBA?
Sure.
All right. So let's see. Big 4 U.S. sports teams. Let's see here. Shoot. Tyce, can you name the big 4 sports teams? Like
Big
NHL,
Four.
like NHL, NBA, NFL, and MLB.
Like in the same state, or like just the best overall in all of those?
No, like all the teams like in those leagues.
Oh, every single team in all those leagues?
You don't have to if you want, but I'm just I'm just looking right now.
I think I'm gonna start out with NBA. So like there's 32 teams in the NBA, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so I start out with Toronto Raptors, Golden State, the
Wait.
Cavaliers, Oklahoma
Wait,
City
hold on.
Thunder.
Okay, how would we do this? Okay. Wait, Tyce, hold on. I'm gonna share my screen. So let me share my screen. Share screen. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen, and you're gonna see what it is. Okay. Okay, let me take out all these random ads that are in this site. All right. I'll share my screen in 3, 2, 1. Okay, Tyce, you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the NBA teams quiz. There's 30 teams in the NBA, and you got to do it in 6 minutes. So, are you ready?
Yeah, I got this, I think.
Okay, you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
Toronto Raptors.
Okay.
Golden. Oh yeah, you have to go about that. Golden State Warriors.
Boom.
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, Thunder. Boom.
The 76ers.
Boom.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Bucks. Boom.
Denver Nuggets.
Boom.
Atlanta Hawks.
All right.
Oh, my mind just went blank. I got the Cavaliers on there, right?
No, you don't.
I don't. I'm going blank all of a sudden. The Mavericks.
Mavs. All right.
Spurs.
All right.
Rockets.
All right. There we go.
Sacramento Kings.
Kings. All right.
LA Clippers.
Clippers. All right.
I'm going blank on these.
How do you think like states? Pretty much like think of teams from each state. So.
Oh, the Lakers.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm going blank on these. I should know these.
You good?
Pistons.
Okay.
The Wizards.
All right.
Celtics.
All right.
Miami Heat.
There we go.
Trying to think.
Are you missing one team from that state, from Florida?
Florida. The Hornets.
Okay.
Wait, let's see. I gotta look at this real quick. See what I'm missing. Chicago Bulls.
Who's that? Your dad?
That's my dad. He's trying to help me. I know he knows a lot of these.
Oh, you're good.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm going blank. Let's see. I don't know why I cannot think of these.
I remember you got that one team from Florida. Remember I told you?
Yeah, the Florida. I just can't think of the name. I already had the Raptors.
Tragic.
Oh, the Pelicans. The Pelicans.
Okay, that.
He said that in the chat as soon as my dad said that too.
Oh yeah.
The Grizzlies. The Jazz.
Okay, Jazz.
Let's see. I think of like others. That's kind of tough. Wait, I gotta use the Nets.
Brooklyn Nets, yeah.
Yeah, the Hawks. Wait, no, I have the Hawks, right?
Yes, you
do. Orlando Magic.
There we go.
Yeah, the Trailblazers.
Okay.
The Suns. The Timberwolves.
Okay.
What am I having? 27, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Who am I missing? Pacers.
Pacers, okay, there's one.
The Knicks.
Okay. Yeah, one more.
One more. Southwest. Who is that? I already have the Jazz. I'm trying to think. It's Southwest.
I'm trying to think of that team too, and no.
Because it's Dallas Mavericks, Houston Rockets, New Orleans Pelicans, San Antonio Spurs. Who is it? That's confusing.
No, you got them ready. Bro, I can't even think. I can't even think of one, to be honest.
I cannot think of it. I have all of those.
Nah, and there's like that one more team.
I have all of those. It's one more.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a clue in the minute mark. At the 1 minute mark, I'm gonna give you a clue. Maybe.
Do I have the Timberwolves? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, T-Wolves you have.
Gosh. This is just like went blank.
Let's see. 8, 7, 6. Okay.
Come on, name more.
Jawbreaker.
Oh, wait, no, wait. Wait. I can't think of it. Name more.
I
got 45 seconds. Hurry.
Triple J.
Triple J. Why can't I think of it? My mind is blank just trying to think so much.
Tennessee. The state of Tennessee. State of Tennessee. Come on.
State of Tennessee. Search up which one's in the state of Tennessee. I have 18 seconds. Search it up. NBA team in the state of Tennessee. I have 12 seconds.
John Morant.
Yes. John Morant. Wait, what? I thought I had the Grizzlies. I thought I had that.
Ended up being the Grizzlies.
Wait, it wasn't the Grizzlies?
Yeah, the Grizzlies.
Oh, I thought I said that. Wait, I didn't?
You got it right at the buzzer beater too because you said Grizzlies. I didn't type it, but yeah, you got the Grizzlies on time though. You got it though. You got it.
Oh, I thought I said Grizzlies before. That's why my mind went blank. Oh.
You know what I meant by those clues, right?
Yeah, Triple J, John Morant, and all that, and like bro, I forgot their names. Wow.
Yeah, so Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. He doesn't play for the Grizzlies no more, but he played for the Grizzlies, obviously, and then Jawbreaker, John Morant.
John Morant. I was thinking about that. I was like, I thought I had the Grizzlies already. Though. I was confused.
You good, but hey, you got it though. You got it because he said it like right at the buzzer beater. All right. So I'm gonna give your people a few minutes, probably a minute or two to click the link in the chat, and then we'll do the spiel and wrap it up. All right.
All right.
Hey, Tyce, that was fun. Hey.
Oh, he said I said the Grizzlies at the beginning.
Oh, okay, there you go. Hey. All right, so you got all 30 teams. You got it.
That was tough. And my mind went blank when I was at like 17.
Yeah, I know. And people say that they know all the 30 teams, but but then when someone asks you to name all 30, your mind goes blank. Probably the best way to like do it is probably think of states like Florida.
Yeah.
Magic
I had to use a little cheat sheet. I was going to even show you my little cheat sheet. Is my mini hoop backboard.
Your mini hoop backboard? Oh my gosh.
All the stickers.
Nah, you good.
And it was right here, and I should have known
it. You good though. Hey, remember, we're not in class, so remember, hey. I'm not gonna call you out for cheating because I'm not no teacher, so you can cheat whatever you want, You good though. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds to click the link in the chat, and then we'll do with the spiel, and then we'll say good night. All right, Tyce. So I'll give your final shout outs and where can they find you, and then what's next for you?
I just want to give a shout out to like my mom and my dad and all like the kid, my friends at school, and definitely my team, Houston Hoops. I know my coach might not be watching this, but he knows I'm giving him a big shout out. I hope we really do make it big, and I hope everyone can find me on Insta, and hopefully everyone checks out my photography account. I'm really trying to make it big in both, and I think my main goal is I just want to make it to the next level and build on that.
All right, for sure. Very good show, Tyce. Very impressed by that clip right there, that 55-second clip. You're definitely a shooter out there. Keep on shooting, man. Keep on shooting. And hey, in high school, that's definitely going to be very useful. Shooting and also work on your defense. You said that you want to improve on your defense. So yes, keep on working on that defense because play on defense and then you're a shooter. But hey, those two combined, hey. And that could really help you on that high school level. So, hey, keep on working. And I really hope, and I'm really excited to see what you got next. I am really excited to see what you got next. Triple Season 3. That's for my co-host. All right, we're at the point of the show where we do the spiel. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so they get notified of when we go live. Hit the bell icon so you get notified when we go live. Hey, you never know when we might go live. Hey, who would have thought that would be here on a Monday night? Obviously technical difficulties on Sunday night on the original scheduled date. So we had to reschedule it for Monday night, which is tonight. But hey, ended up being a great show on a Monday night. And hey, man, that was a great show, Tyce. Really appreciate you being here. But please make sure after the live to stay after the live so that we can do the wrap up. All right. All right, so stay here after the live. All right, so please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notified when we go live on YouTube. Please make sure to follow Instagram at Be Ready Sports Podcast on Instagram. That's where we post sports news, podcast clips, anything podcast related will be on there. And hey, it's almost March, guys, so you already know we're going to be active on them stories because when it's March, it's go time in college. And we're going to be all over that. NBA action, and there's going to be a lot of sports going on from the end of February and then to on and on. So please make sure to like, share, subscribe on YouTube and follow our Instagram. All right, Silent Fear down the line. This is Theron West II clothing line of previous guests of ours. You guys can, this is clothing line, Silent Fear down the line. And yes, Tyce, my Coach Tony said to put your link so that to send them the link for your photography so that we can, promote it on here, Triple T Films on Instagram. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Silent Fear Down Line. This is clothing line. Theron West II, football player from California. So that is his clothing line, Silent Fear Down Line. Donate to Zelle at 954-664-8962. This is where you can donate to the show. All proceeds of the show will go towards the show to make it better and to upgrade it. We've had a lot of upgrades since episode 1. If you guys look at episode 1 and fast forward all the way to episode 106, we have had a lot of upgrades. You guys can see that. If you guys saw from episode 1 all the way to episode 106, definitely a lot of upgrades. So you guys can donate to Zelle at 954-664-8962. Pickup Portal. Sean from Pickup Portal was just here a few weeks ago to explain his business, his updates for his business. Basically, if you're a coach that needs a player for that weekend, the coach can just go to the Pickup Portal, pick up the players that he needs that to replace the players that won't be there. And if you're a player that wants to play for that weekend, you can put yourself in the Pickup Portal so they get picked up by your coach. He's doing basketball, softball, baseball. Yeah, I believe those 3 and lacrosse, those sports are now live on the Pickup Portal. You guys can check that out. pickupportal.com. Subscribe to Case and Velez from episode 1 of the original episodes. Case and Velez, first soccer player that Coach Tony interviewed at CV7 Rocket on YouTube. You guys can check that out. Subscribe to Remy Payne, the first athlete actor, plays football at Remy Game Football 5250. And last but not least, it's WilliamMiller.com. You guys can, Coach Tony interviewed him back in episode 90. Combat athlete, motivational speaker, was a great guest to interview during Coach Tony's interview. You guys can check that out in episode 90. All right, yeah. All right, Tyce. Great show. Thank you guys for supporting. And now we're about to sign off in 3, 2, 1. To be ready.
You got to stay ready.
And we out, y'all. We'll see you probably Wednesday night for the Lambo and Cash show. Please make sure to one more announcement before we leave. Please make sure to follow the Lambo and Cash show. That will be going on Wednesday night. We will be recording Wednesday night, and we will be rolling the ball on this one. Kids Talk Sports Show. I'll be the host of that show. So Lambo and Cash show. You guys can check that out on YouTube. The ball should be rolling for that one, and you guys should expect from it anytime soon. So please make sure to follow that. All right, guys. Deuces. See you on the next episode.